Now more than ever, talent acquisition is faced with the challenge of remaining competitive in order to identify, attract, hire, and retain highly sought after talent in the market. A lot of organizations realize that in order to go to market with a competitive talent strategy, they have to successfully deliver on a laundry list of talent initiatives. Talent mapping, pipeline delivery, diversity hiring, talent events, and competitive analytics are the most buzzed about terms in the industry, and that's for good reason. It's these initiatives that make the difference between reactive and proactive recruiting, the difference between post and pray and staying competitive. And typically mentioned in the same sentence is the need to have a robust and functional CRM sourcing team and as much automation as possible to help drive and support these initiatives. But yourself, this all sounds great in theory, but what does the end product actually look like? Well, let's walk through a quick example of what the Talent Engine was able to deliver on one of their more recent projects. We talked about data integrity earlier. How when you pull back the covers on your data, you may learn that there are inconsistencies, inaccuracies, or data that is completely missing. If you've ever heard the statement, the data you get out is only as good as the data you put in, then you know the importance of inputting the correct data now in order to run an effective search on it later. Here we have an example of CRM data that had gone unchecked for a significant period of time. See if you can spot what's wrong with this picture. If you said everything from candidate name to companies to job titles, then you are correct. This is one of the most common problems any CRM has, and it is a significant bottleneck from a searching perspective, just as we had been discussing earlier. As a matter of fact, it has been shown that up to 60% of CRM data is outdated, incorrect, missing, or a duplicate. This was one of the biggest issues the Talent Engine had to solve on this project. Another problem was the client lacked a comprehensive search tool portfolio. The search tools they did have were limited and underutilized due to bandwidth issues. The same went for CRM platforms, and as we just saw, there was substantial data integrity issues. Another issue in regards to CRM data integrity that is lesser known but still a substantial bottleneck when it comes to effective searching is uniformity in naming conventions. As you see here, there are 5 different ways San Francisco is notated within the CRM. If San Francisco is portrayed using 5 different naming conventions, then 5 different searches would be required to tap all candidates living there. Most of the candidate lists that were in use at the beginning of the project were individual Excel spreadsheets created manually by the recruiter, none of which were being shared across the team. Lastly, the legwork required to develop in-depth, comprehensive searches and scrutinize each candidate's background is a tall order for any recruiter managing a typical rec load. Because of these bandwidth issues, pipelines were not being built effectively or at a large enough scale to yield results that would shift reactive recruiting to proactive recruiting. So what was the ask of the client? They wanted the Talent Engine to look at their top cloud competitors and map all sales candidates that ranged from business development to VP of sales. They wanted to identify in each one of these candidates where they would fit across the company's 12 different software solutions, 16 different verticals, and what market size they were selling into. They also wanted to find the candidate's social footprint, contact information, performance history, along with their awards and recognitions. The client wanted the Talent Engine to take all of this data and deliver it as an on-demand candidate list that could be customized to the recruiter's specifications and the profiles they typically recruit for, based off of function, solution, vertical, and market size. They wanted these candidate lists streamlined and made available within their CRM or delivered within Microsoft Excel within minutes of a recruiter's request. After all of the preliminary groundwork of reverse engineering the company's internal talent, the Talent Engine created a tagging system that would search for these candidates using 223 search synonyms that were compatible with job titles that ranged from business development to VP of sales, all of the company's 12 different solutions, 16 different verticals, and market sizes that ranged from small business to global accounts. They then compiled these synonyms into 50 unique and searchable tags that paralleled the company's naming conventions for each area. The Talent Engine team then looked through every candidate's profile and searched these 223 synonyms and put them into their appropriate tag. Here's an example where they found a candidate who used to work at NetSuite selling into retail accounts. Therefore, he was tagged under ERP solutions in retail vertical. Once all of the tagging was complete, these tags were then imported into the CRM under the candidate's profile, as you can see here. Once the tagging system was complete, the Talent Engine could then search for any candidate that fell within any of these tags, no matter how they had it recorded in their social media profiles. In this example, you can see a search being conducted for an account executive or account manager that sells business intelligence, analytics, or big data solutions in the Western United States. These searches are conducted within seconds, and a candidate list with every candidate pertaining to these tags are the result. All of the data the Talent Engine pulled on these candidates can be visible directly from the candidate list and within the candidate profile. From this list, a recruiter can see the candidate's current employer, name, position title, emails, telephone numbers, location, social media URLs, their awards and recognitions, along with their performance language. These lists can also be delivered as requested within an Excel spreadsheet that is sent directly to the recruiter. These lists have all of the same information as seen in the CRM's candidate list. As I had mentioned earlier, one of the client's asks was to identify a candidate's social footprint. Not only are all of these candidate social media sites available for the recruiters to leverage, but the ease in which they access them is done by clicking on the URLs made available by the Talent Engine. In this case, the candidate has 8 different social media sites found that can now be utilized by the recruiter and used for social media campaigns. Also, within the candidate's profile, you can find all of the data that the Talent Engine had captured. In this case, you can see the competitor products, awards and recognition, performance language, and skill sets that the candidate had listed, along with their last 3 employers and job titles, along with their education history. One of the functionalities the Talent Engine built into the workflow is the ability for a recruiter to indicate the higher eligibility of each candidate. This helps to identify highly preferred candidates faster and for the Talent Engine to eliminate any non-relevant candidates from a recruiter's candidate list. Part of the service offerings that the Talent Engine provides is the ability to report on the engagement that is happening between a recruiter and a candidate. In an event where a recruiter finds that the candidate is lacking specific contact information, social media sites, or the candidate's profile is out of date, all the recruiter has to do is indicate this, and the Talent Engine will go and update the candidate's profile information real time. In addition to this, a recruiter can view all of their pipeline activity as well as request additional candidates in the event that their candidate list isn't producing what they are looking for. The same service offerings can be done outside of the CRM and within the Excel spreadsheet using the drop-downs provided in the candidate list as seen here. For this particular project, the Talent Engine mapped and found over 70,000 candidates, identified 40 distinct data points on each candidate that resulted in over 4 million cells of data. They standardized CRM searches, built out a sourcing on-demand platform that resulted in hundreds of pipelines, and they were able to do all of this from start to finish in 8 months. In short, the Talent Engine is your tool to accomplish all of your talent initiatives. They will help transform your recruiting organization from one that is reactive into one that is proactive. They will help you make the most of your talent data so that you can remain competitive in the market and give you the support you need to build a scalable and on-demand talent pipeline for the future. But don't take our word for it. Go online and check out TalentEngine.io and see what our clients have to say about our work. Or feel free to reach out to Dave Mendoza, the leader and managing director of the Talent Engine, and find out how he can help you source for today and build a scalable talent pipeline for the future.